checked out of the first place that we're staying at. Kind of sad to leave there because it was a really nice place, but now we're off to Bishano to the next place we're staying in. Today we're going to do Richmond, which we didn't do yesterday because we ran out of time. That's like the historical convicty kind of town. And then I'm going to drive through Buckland, which is basically not even a town, it's just some houses. But there's this really old church there that's got a window, like a stained glass window from the 14th century in it. So that's pretty amazing just to see something that old, because you don't really get to see, you know, modern buildings and stuff like that are that old. I mean, we've got Aboriginal stuff that's 40,000 years old, but as far as buildings go, it's probably the oldest thing in Australia. Then we're just going to kind of do a little convict trail on the way up to Bishano. There's a whole bunch of little bridges and just old things that were built by the convicts that would be sweet to check out and just drive over and be like, hey, this is 200 years old. But first, op shops. Holy shit! We just went to a tip shop. Oh, my glasses are covered in it. We just went to a tip shop to look at things, and while we were in there it started getting colder and colder and colder. And right as we went to leave it started hailing, but like tiny little hail, and as we were running through it to get to the car it turned into snow. So we got snowed on. Is that still snow over there?
Yeah.
So there's snow on our car. That's a first. Not nice snow, just like shitty, hard, icy.
Get in your ears and eyes.
Snow, yeah. And I got danked right in the eyeball by a piece as I was trying to get to the car slowly. First time driving through snowy, icy roads. There's not much. Obviously for people that are from places where it snows all the time, this is nothing for them, but for us, this is the first time. So yeah, taking it slow. We're in snow! Yeah, we did it! Except we're on the highway, so we can't really get out and go play with it, but...
It's not much to play with.
Yeah. It's good that everyone is driving really nice and slowly though. We don't care that people are driving slowly.
I'm happy. Happy to go 20 k's an hour.
Just to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Sometimes taking a wrong turn works out in your favour. We found this place here. It's pretty awesome. That's the mountain over there, covered in snow. This is Richmond. We made it. We've just had lunch. We found a bunch of like fancy food places, and then we were like, no, just go to a pub and get a counter lunch. And it was actually amazing. So this is the main street, and it's pretty much just restored convict era houses and buildings and things like that, and there's the jail, and but I think it's gotten a little bit touristy, because instead of free things that you can just walk through and look at, there's a lot of gift shops, and it was $9 to get in the jail to have a look around, and the jail's seriously about 20 meters long. It'd probably be a bit nicer if they just left everything open and let you just have a wander through the houses if they really wanted to preserve the heritage and such. But it's still pretty anyway. And it's cool seeing things like 1826 written on the outside of the houses, saying when they were built. We just drove over this bridge here called the Richmond Bridge. It's apparently the oldest still functioning bridge in Australia, and it was built in 1823. And it looks more structurally sound than most of the modern bridges for some reason. So we've just stopped through Buckland on the way to Swansea, and this is St John the Baptist Church. It's one of those super old churches that we don't really have on the Gold Coast where we're from. I think it's 18th century or 1800s, I'm not 100% sure. And they say that the stained glass window that's on the back wall over there, which you can't see at the moment, was brought over on a ship, and they're guessing in the 14th century. They're saying it came over obviously when settlers came to Australia, but the window itself was built a couple hundred years before that, and they decided to bring it over and put it in a church over here when they made it. That's pretty awesome, a little bit of Australian history. And now we're gonna head off to Swansea and hopefully not get hailed on again. Now we're right on the proper part of the Great Eastern Drive. We've just passed through Orford and Treebunna and all the other places like that, and we're heading on our way to Swansea. Not too sure how far away we are from Swansea, but we should be pretty close given how close to the ocean we are. There's actually an amazing view from here, but there's heaps of trees, so it's hard to see. I'll try and catch a bit of it as we come around. This bridge here is called the Spiky Bridge, obviously. I don't know if you guys can hear me because it's so fucking windy, but it's another one of those convict-made bridges. It's actually pretty crazy when you look at it up close. They're huge stone spikes that are all along the bridge. And apparently it was made so that when they were driving cattle and stuff like that over, they didn't accidentally go over the cliff and kill themselves, so it kind of kept them on the bridge. And it's still standing.